Now it's several rainfall. Water is pretty loud. Blocking it, was these barrels, that's dirt. We'll see how clear it's going to coming in a little, so I got probably a few hours. I meant to test it yet right after it rained. It's closer. The water looks pretty more grass on the banks. So we're using our wood stove to dry our wood out because it got wet with the rain. So it's a lot of heat coming out. I just opened it, but now it's kind of smoking. But hopefully it'll dry it out pretty quick because it all got wet. It seems like it's already drying it out. So let y'all see what it looks like. Somebody drives through the driveway after it rains. So that's the driveway right here. You see Nay getting ready to head to work. It just stormed last night, so it's rained everywhere. I'm standing here by the driveway. So this is what we have to do getting out. I might get muddy in the end later. So yeah, and then the roads are muddy too. So you can see the driveway. We're getting through it. So I'm about to move the sheep out of the pen. Pretty wet over here. Hey sheep. So yeah, we'll move them. You ready? Let's see. Oh, he's nervous moving now. Come on, sheep. This driveway's wet. They don't like getting wet either. Abram, you better back up. Come on, sheep. Get them all in here. Still following me. I gotta close this. Hey, y'all back there. Man. Sorry, I ain't got nothing for y'all. Y'all ate good last night. So I was gonna show how the water flows earlier, but my phone, I couldn't record. And by now a lot of the water started draining out, except over here where it's a little flatter, the water sits up here. So eventually I wanna get it graded to where it can flow down this way. But yeah, so the water will flow down the driveway. You can still kind of see how it flows. It's still some water flowing down the slope, but a lot of it has drained out. You can see the silt. But yeah, but I'll still kind of follow the stream. I was gonna walk back here anyway. So this is what it looks like. And so we'll have to create like some drainage channels to kind of divert the flow of a lot of this stuff, especially in this area, because I want to be able to plant stuff, but
End of flashback.
It's not really good for planting when you got a lot of standing water for the type of stuff I want to grow. So unless, I don't know, it'd be cool to plant some rice over in here, but yeah, so the water keeps going down, goes up from that way all the way down through here, then also another small channel comes from that way, but it all meets up here. And so eventually I'll cut these trees down. As you can see, the water flows down this way. You can still see some of it going. So it's already somewhat of a waterway, but I just want to help it flow better. But the water will flow somewhat down through these trees, but also down this way. So I just figure out what's the best way, the best route. But it pretty much just kind of goes along these trees. Flows down. Pulls up in here. And then it keeps going down all the way down to the creek. But yeah, so that's what it looks like over there. Eventually I plan to kind of thin all this out, but that'll be way down the line. Feels nice seeing the sheep out in the open. outside of the pen. They were wanting to come out the pen this morning when I came outside, so I just let them out. They look pretty good over there. It's gonna take a look at the creek though, since it rained. I want to see how much water has come to the creek. It rained pretty hard, but only for like a few hours. I'm saying it's gonna be a real bad thunderstorm, but it wasn't just that bad. But it is a lot of water in here. Layla! You can see the water flowing. Layla, what are you doing? You can see that. It all flows, it goes down. Kind of hard to tell, but it goes down that way. It's like that other area I showed earlier. It goes down, it slopes down a little bit. It's a slight slope back behind me. So when the water goes to the lowest point, which is the creek, there's more water put up in here. So trying to see too, I gotta look at the creek, but also gotta see if I can drive back in here. It'd be cool to get the truck, try to maybe pump some of the water. It'll be my first time pumping water out of the creek. So I think I can drive back this way so far. I'm just wondering if all those stones I put in the creek, if they washed away or if they're still in place. That's the main thing I worry about. So we'll see. So I can see the water flowing already. The creek is just down there. You can hear water. It's a lot of water. Let's see. I don't see the stones. So it's flowing better too because of the area I chipped off. So I don't know. I can just pull the truck back in here. The stones are still there. It's just a lot of water. So I mean, it's a good amount of water in here. What I might do is I might pump the water into one barrel and then let the sediment settle into that barrel and then pump it out of that barrel into the other barrels. Yeah, look at that. So I wonder how many gallons this is. Wonder if anybody has any idea how many gallons could be in this creek. I'm guessing it's probably thousands of gallons of water. And that's just after one rain. So if we get several rainfall events, we'll have, I mean, this creek will be full, but this already is enough of water. And this is the smaller side. I'll show what the other side looks like, because there's that other creek that's a little bit deeper. I bet the water is probably more clear on that side, so we'll see what it looks like there. I can't tell how deep this is. But yeah, I think I could drive across. I forgot my boot got a hole in it, so my foot got wet. But yeah, so that looks really good. And the water just constantly flows. Like after a rain, it flows for a long time. It's a lot of water that drains into the creek. So I want to dam it up so we can store more of that water, so it doesn't just flow out. It'll be more like a pond almost. So this is the other side. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but the water sounds peaceful. It sounds like a waterfall over here. Layla smells something. But yeah, so you got this area full of water. And I know this is, I mean, it's a ton of water. Going through here, it's like a little bridge. You got the waterfall right here. It's pretty loud. So I'll dam this up and make this a big old pond. And I think this whole thing can fill up with water. A ton of water. Later. So yeah, ton of water out here. We just gotta figure out how to harvest it. Originally, I was planning on getting a battery. I could bring a battery back here, but I'd have to wire the pump. I don't know, maybe I could try to use the other pump. I don't know. I just didn't want to have to set up the other pump. But I could bring a battery. Instead of connecting the pump to the truck, I could connect the pump to the battery and then use that so I could sit it right next to the water. And then pump it from the battery, pump it up into a barrel. And then I would have the truck come and pump it onto the truck. So I'd have to pump it twice, which I kind of thought about doing that anyway, so I could keep dirt from getting in, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I got this PowerQueen. It's a 12.8 volt. It's a 200 amp hour battery, lithium iron phosphate battery. So I think I'm gonna try to use this one. So what I did was I got a wire. I should have made it longer now looking at it. But I got this wire. I put some terminal ends on one end, and then I put this little, I don't remember what you call those, but something to plug into this pump. So this is the pump I replaced because I thought it broke. And it might be broken. But I'm gonna check for sure because I realized after I replaced it, the hose was messed up. So it might have been the hose that was actually messed up, not the pump, but it could have been the pump too. So I'm gonna test this. If this doesn't work, I'll use the other pump. I didn't want to use the other pump because I don't want to start getting sediment filling up in that other pump. I didn't want to damage it, but I'll test out the other one if I have to. Got these screws. Right. I'm just gonna sit the terminals on top of it like that. I don't even know if this battery is charged. Gotta find the multimeter. I found one. I got another one, but the one I had is dead. But I hadn't used this battery. It's been sitting for a while. I don't think it'll be dead, but we'll find out. So I got the terminals connected to the battery, and then I got this wire that can go into the pump. So I might have to put a hose onto the pump just to see if it'll actually pump water, because I know it'll turn on, but I don't know if it'll actually pump water. Let's see. So I don't know, it sounds kind of odd to me. Let me see if I can run the other pump. So here's the other pump. I'm gonna see if I can plug it in. I don't know if this will fit completely, but it should work. So see this pump? It's a lot louder. So just to be sure, I'm gonna test the pump. I'm gonna see if I can pump some water. I got the hose going to a barrel or a bucket that's got a little bit of water in it, and plug the pump up, see if it's able to pump any water. I don't think it will because it sounds a little quiet compared to the other pump. So if this doesn't work, I'd use the other pump, which I didn't want to do because I don't want to get it clogged with dirt. But I got to fix the wire on the other pump anyway because it just came off. And I don't have another one of these. So we'll see what this does. I really hope it works. Oh wow. Actually does work. It's not bad. Dang it. It's real hard to get those off. Once they hook in there, they're in there pretty good. And so that's why I got to make these connections better. So I got a soldering iron actually that's coming. It's supposed to get here tomorrow, so I'll be able to make the wires a little bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna use the soldering iron because right now I've just been crimping. I've been crimping the connections on there, and you see it works, but it's not the most secure way. It's not as reliable. Sometimes if I pull them hard like that, I'll accidentally pull them out if I'm not holding it good. But so I'll use that soldering iron. I should be getting one tomorrow, and that should help a lot. Now I gotta see if I can back up. I'll just drive up right into this. I don't have to cross it right now. I'll just try to get this water. I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put the pump. Probably put it over here somewhere. Yeah. Let's see. Put the truck here, pump it. Hopefully the pump is strong enough. I'm still not confident in the pump, but it was pumping, so I don't know. I'm not sure if it's pumping as good as it should. If it is, I know for sure it can pump it out, but if the pump isn't working at 100%, then it might not work. I think it could work. Alright, so I got the pump, got the battery, got the water hose, we got the barrel, we got the truck. So what I'm gonna do is, if the pump is still working correctly, I'm gonna pump water out of the creek with the water hose. I'm gonna pump it into the barrel. And so I'm hoping that all the water that goes into here fill the barrel up and let the water fill up and let the sediment hopefully go to the bottom. And then I'm gonna pump the water out of this barrel into the back of the truck, into those 2 barrels. Then I'll take that water to the house to fill up the water tanks, and it'll go into the house system, and then go through the filtration system, and hopefully it won't clog any part of the system, because I'll kind of let the sediment, I'll use that barrel as just like a little sediment catch type thing. So we'll see. Still a lot of water flowing, so I'll get started. So I'm going to take this water hose, probably first, let's see. So, realized I forgot something, but I'm gonna just see if it works. Looks like it's working. So I forgot the part to connect the water hose. I'll have to come back. So I had to go all the way back to get this piece. Oh, there you go. Shocked the sun came out today. Moment of truth. See if the pump is strong enough. It seems like it's pumping. Alright, so it's pumping. I got it held down with a rock coming in. Then this hose goes up to the barrel. I try to unravel the hose. I need to get a shorter hose for pumping out the creek, but so it's pumping water. Yeah, it's not pumping that great. So I don't know. Maybe because the pump, I don't think the pump is that strong. I still think the pump is kind of messed up. And so I moved the pump down lower. The pump was too high up. I left the hose where it's at, but the pump is down closer to the water. And so if I would have developed this better, I'll have the wires going in tubing going up to a better power source to where it's not close to the water, but it'll be all right. It's somewhat stable. So I moved it down. So now the water is pumping a lot better. So it's coming up through the hose a lot stronger. So I was worried the hose, or the pump itself, was messed up, but it's pumping. So we got water coming through there. This barrel's got dirt on it, but it'll be alright. It's dirt in the water. I mean, you see that? No, it's not working. It's hard to not bend the hose up because there's so much, but let me try to. It keeps bending up on the thing. What kind of hose? It's just annoying dealing with water hoses in general. It's kind of bends easily. Wait. You see inside of there, it's kind of orange like the creek. So I'm gonna let this fill up with sediment and then I'm gonna pump it again. So you can't really see it that good. You kind of see it, the water hose underneath. So I got it. I was trying to get it to where it doesn't pick up much dirt, but it kind of fell down. I put a rock on top of it, but I'm gonna put a rock under it. If I put this one under it, just have it up more so it doesn't pick up as much dirt. I think a lot of dirt is going in there. So that should help. It's a lot of water flowing, so it's an unlimited supply right now. And then I got it going to the hose, going to the pump, going up there. Layla keeps messing with the hose and the battery, so I need to get a multimeter to test how much. I don't even know how much battery power is in there. It shouldn't die though, I don't think, as long as it wasn't already low. 200 amp hours, which should last a good amount of time. The pump isn't going to pull that much power. Let me see. It's like, the pump pulls 6.5 amps, so that's not really much. It could go for hours pumping like this. So who knows? If I get some tanks or something, I want to line up a bunch of tanks over here and just start, or maybe in the back, one of these or maybe both, and just line up a bunch of tanks and just have a pump constantly flowing water. I could leave a battery here and pump it after a rain. Pump thousands of gallons. You just kind of see it in there. Looks dirty, but I'm hoping this works. Hopefully don't waste my time. I'm gonna pump it in here first and then pump it in the truck. I didn't think the pump was strong enough. I thought it was broke. But the pump works actually all right. It might be a little bit weaker. I don't know. It still sounds not as loud to me, but it's pumping. So I'm gonna use it. I'm shocked how sunny it is today. But it works. I'll still probably end up getting a trash pump eventually one day, just because it pumps a lot faster. So it's all pumping in that barrel. Feels pretty good out here. The water is peaceful. Look at all that water. I mean, it's so much water. And it's unreal how much water there is. The land really does have everything you need if you just work hard enough and find a way to actually harvest things. So the water is flowing. It also helped that I chipped away, because it didn't used to flow as well as it's flowing now. So it's flowing really good. That's the area I chipped with the pickaxe, and then it's going into the hose. So yeah, well, it worked out pretty well. I was excited to see what the rain would do. And the rocks are still in place. The water just flows through the rocks. You see, it's just, and I'm glad it flows mostly across this way. I kind of diverted the water a little bit. It doesn't flow as much through here. It flows mostly through that low spot. It comes around. Which I kind of did that anyway, but this was kind of blocking it. It was just pulling up here and it would overflow. But now it doesn't overflow. It just keeps flowing down, which is nice. So be out here pumping water for a while. I don't know, I'm tempted to just pump it directly into the barrels. I don't know, I'm not sure. This, yeah, it'll save some time not pumping into that one. I might just pump directly into the truck and then pump those into the water system, because we got filters on it. It'll wear down the filters a little quicker. But I don't know, we'll see. See how filled up the barrel is. See how much water. So we got this barrel is just about filled up. Eventually I want to have some kind of filtration system up here so I can keep the sediment from getting into the main system. So the barrel is pretty dirty, but inside is alright. But yeah, the outside got dirt on it. It's been sitting outside for a while. But yeah, so this one's about full. See how red it is with all the sediment from the creek. And so the plan was to pump it in here and then pump it in these tanks, but I'm just pump this directly into these so I can get the hose up. So many vines over here. So gotta fix the hose, but see if I can pump it up here. If it'll pump this high up. Just annoying. So I can hear it. So we got that flowing now into these barrels. I'm hoping too it'll be less dirt that comes out, because I lifted the hose that's in the water. I lifted it up more, up on that stone. It was picking up a lot more dirt. I don't even see as much dirt, but we'll see how clear it comes out. So we'll just leave that going. So I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come back, let it pump. So we got one full barrel there. I'll probably pump this on the second trip maybe. I don't know. Or leave it as backup, but we'll see. I'm gonna pump these 2 barrels full and then I'll decide what to do from there. Little family. Lambs, look at all the lambs over there. Alright, so I got almost both the barrels almost filled up. So I've lifted up the hose inside of the creek and it helped a lot with the water. It's not as muddy as before. You can kind of see a little bit. You see that? But I'm kind of overflowed earlier because I left and came back, and you can see on the ground but it's not as red as it was. I realized you see the hose down there in the creek had kind of fell over. Not fell over, but it fell down deeper into where the sediment was, so it was pulling up a lot of mud. That's why in that barrel the water is more red, but it's actually coming in a little bit more clear in these barrels. So that's what it looks like. You can kind of see it, but not that good. But it's actually a lot clearer. So I put a rock under the hose to help lift it up so it's not on the bottom of the creek. This one is almost filled up. Takes a little while, but it's really not too bad. So it's a lot of water in here right now. See it moving. I'm glad it's moving. I like moving water. It seems better than just having it stagnant. I meant to test it yesterday though while it was stagnant to see what the water quality is. I might do that today though. If I can figure out how to use the tester. Figure out how to use the tester, I can test the quality of the water, see what's in it. But yeah, that's why it's nice to collect the water right after it rained. It's still kind of raining a little bit right now. It's weird, but yeah, so it's good to get the water right after it rain because it's not gonna have as much stuff in it. It's pretty much just runoff from the rain. The only thing that's going to be in it is whatever is in the ground and in the creek and in the sky. But yeah. So yeah, this is all the water flowing. That's where it ends up, in this part of the creek. And this isn't even the bigger one. The one, if I drive the truck further back and go along this way, that's where that other creek is with the waterfall. It's got a bigger, still small waterfall, and then it's a lot more water in that side. But this side is more convenient, it's closer. And after it rains, it's still got a significant amount of water in it, which is cool. The leaves, I feel like, kind of filter out some too. I can honestly put a pump down in here somewhere. But I want to dam it up back there in that channel and let it all fill up. So I don't know when I'll do that, but I need to do it soon because all this rainwater I'm missing out on. I could be collecting it. So I was able to get the water pumped. Got both the barrels filled up. The water looks pretty good. See what it looks like. Over time, I'm hoping that I can work on the creek to where there's not as much sediment in the water. Because it mostly comes from all the bare stuff and then some of the rocks, but mainly, I think if I open up the canopy and let more light in and get more grass on the banks, it'll help collect some of the sediment and filter out the water. So I'm trying to clean up the creek over time. And then also I'll build dams. That'll also help kind of dam up parts of the creek and try to collect the water. It'll also act as a little filtration type thing. Yeah, Layla, wish you'd get in. This tree. Yeah, Layla. What I might do is I might try drinking water to test it with the water tester. It's there. There's oxygen demand is 64 water, and this one pretty much carbon.